Is you gonna build or is you gonna bullshit? Hopefully you gonna build. If so, grab a book. It's time that we get into our book of the month, The 4 Agreements Companion Book by Don Miguel Ruiz. What's going on? It's Goddess Lanexa here, and I am back returning for week 2 of our building no bullshit, where we gonna grab a book and we gonna build. So I'm gonna let y'all take a second, get y'all books together. I believe that we just read the beginning, so moving forward, we are starting off part 1, Mastering Awareness, which starts on page 13. I'll go ahead and clear this space real quick before we get started. Debating if I should go get some water now. Yeah, I should go get some water now. Pause. All right, so we back. Obviously we're not back on. We are in chapter 1, Domestication, page 13. Domestication. Human suffering begins with domestication. During the process of domestication, we form an image of perfection in order to try to be good enough. We create an image of how we should be in order to be accepted by everybody, but we don't fit this image. All the suffering and drama in your life is the result of what you have learned. Whatever you learn is alive. The image that you have of yourself is alive and it lives in your mind. That image is not you, but it will use everything it perceives to justify its own existence. It is not you, but it is eating you alive and destroying your happiness. The voice of knowledge inside your mind controls the dream of your life. The Toltecs call it the parasite. The Bible calls it evil. It is a living being that exists inside your belief system and lives by eating your faith, your intent, your happiness. What is sad is that you believe that the knowledge is you. You believe that the image is what you are. The program of parasite is really the one who is living your life, not you. But this program was not there when you were born. When you were born, your mind was completely innocent. You had no concepts about good or bad, right or wrong, beauty or ugliness. You had no concepts at all. You had no idea what it means to be human, to be man, or to be woman. But you saw other people outside of you and recognized them as your own kind. When you are 1, 2, or 3 years old, you cannot see yourself. The only way to see yourself is to look at yourself, your image in a mirror, and other people act as that mirror. You don't know what you are, but your mother tells you what you are, and your father tells you what you are, and your brothers and sisters do the same thing. The other humans around you have the capacity to project an image onto you, which means that they tell you what they believe you are. What your mother tells you is not exactly what your father tells you that you are, and what your siblings or the television or the church or whole society tells you that you are. Every human in your life projects a completely different image onto you, and none of these images are accurate. What you believe you are is a distorted image of yourself that came from other people, from mirrors that always distort images. Because you cannot see yourself, you believe them and you agree with them. As soon as you agree, the image is programmed in your memory, and now you believe that this is what you are. What were these images others projected onto you? When you say, I am smart, I am stupid, I am beautiful, I am ugly, it is really the program who says I am. These images are only knowledgeable or a lot of concepts, but they aren't you. You perceive all the distorted images others create for you, and at a certain point you take all of these images and try to make sense of them. You create another whole image of yourself and project it to the outside world. I am good in school, I am bad in sports. Then you practice that image until you mastered it. And because people are projecting different images onto you, you are always asking them about yourself. You are asking them for the projections to support what you already believe, to support the distorted images you have about yourself. Ooh. In the same way, other people project their beliefs onto you. You agree and they become yours. They teach you to judge the way they judge, to gossip the way they gossip, to create dramas the way they create dramas. You begin to play with all these concepts, all this knowledge, and that is how you learn to dream. The Toltecs call this the dream of the first attention, because it is the first time you use your attention to create a whole reality. And because your attention is hooked from the outside, your whole world is projected to the outside. You begin to search for yourself outside of you because you no longer trust who you are. You search for what you believe you don't have: justice, beauty, happiness, and love, when all of these things are already inside of you. Can you see the beginning of all the suffering and drama in your life? You need a mirror in the world to see yourself, but there isn't a clear mirror to tell you what you are. So you agree with the images others create for you, but you are not that image. Of course you modify the image, and you change it all the time. But where is the real you? It gets lost because there isn't a good mirror to reflect what you really are. After years and years of trying to please other people's images of what you should be, after attempting different kinds of rebellion and trying to find who you really are, you finally give up and accept others people's images of what you are. But there's something inside of you that longs to be free. And it is always telling you, "This is not who I really am. This is not what I really want." You are not free to be who you really are because you are trapped by images of what you think you should be. Your whole point of view of your whole reality is based on what you believe you are. But what you believe about yourself is just a concept. It is knowledge, but it does not mean that knowledge is the truth. Knowledge only means it is what you know. Alright, so now we're going to go into the practice ideas for mastering awareness, the image of perfection. The most important agreements are the ones you make with yourself. In these agreements, you tell yourself who you are, what you feel, what you believe, and how to behave. Are you aware of all of your distorted images you have about yourself? What are the images that others projected onto you as a child? What did you agree to believe about yourself? Consider any agreements that tell you what you can and cannot do, what you can and cannot be, and what you can and cannot have. This practice idea will help you to become aware of the agreements that you have made with yourself and to recover the awareness of your authentic self. This objective is to become aware of any agreements that limit the expression of your creativity, your happiness, or your love. Try to recall your earliest memories of what your mother, father, and closest family members told you about yourself. Then consider what other people outside of your family have projected onto you: friends, teachers, and other people who have influenced you. Pay attention to your emotional response to each question. Which agreements come from fear and which come from love? Record your thoughts and answer these questions in a notebook or journal. Or you could be like me. What I like to do is vocalize it sometimes, because sometimes hearing it out feels good. I, believe it or not, did something very like this 2 days ago when I was super duper emotional and needed to release, and it was very powerful. So yeah, okay. Questions. What were the images that others projected onto you? When I was a child, I was told that I was. What limitations were you told that you have? I was told that my limitations were, so for me, when I was a child, I was told that I was fast. I was told that my limitations were, I don't know. I'm gonna think on that one. When you were a child, what did others tell you about what it means to be a girl or boy? I was told that girls should always. I was told that boys should always. Did you fit the ideal image of what it meant to be a girl or a boy? What do you believe today about being a woman or about being a man? I believe that women should always. I believe that a man should always. Make a list of all the qualities you were told that you should have, both personal and physical. I was told that I should be. Make a list of all the qualities you believe you have. I believe that I am. Make a list of the qualities you believe other people think you have. I believe that others think I am. Make a list of qualities you lack but wish you had. I wish I could be like this. Our image of perfection is the reason we reject ourselves. It is why we don't accept ourselves the way we are and why we don't accept others the way we are. Describe your image of perfection. What would you like? What would you look like? What type of personality would you have? My image of perfection is... No, I'm just joking, but no. What would you have to change about yourself to live up to this image? To achieve my image of perfection, I would have to... Are you willing or able to make these changes? Why or why not? Is it humanly possible for you to attain this image of perfection? Why or why not? Does your image of perfection inspire you to do your best, or does it merely discourage you? We judge others according to our image of perfection as well, and naturally they fall short of our expectations. What is your image of perfection for other people in your life? My image of perfection for my partner is... My image of perfection for my child is... My image of perfection for my parents is... My image for my best friend is... My image of perfection for my coworkers are... My image of perfection for my boss is... You get the picture. We know we are not what we believe we are supposed to be, and so we feel false, frustrated, and dishonest. We try to hide ourselves and we pretend to be what we are not. The result is that we feel unauthentic and wear social masks to keep others from noticing this. What social masks do you wear around others? My social masks are... Do you wear these masks because you're afraid of other people's judgment? I wear these masks because... What would happen if you took these masks off? If I take these masks off, what would it be like to express who you really are? If I express who I really am, after domestication, it is no longer about being good enough for anybody else. We are not good enough for ourselves because we don't fit with our image of perfection. On a scale of 1 through 10, with number 1 being the distorted images you agree with, and number 10 being your authentic self, where do you presently reside on the scale? On the scale, I reside in number... List at least 4 new agreements you can make with yourself that will honor who you truly are. I intend to honor my authentic self by... Make a commitment to move a step closer towards your authentic self by practicing your new 4 agreements. The Book of Law. So y'all, I think I'm going to stop there for today, because I think moving forward, I think there's a good amount of stuff for us to go ahead and tap into right there. So that was page 23, which was exactly 10 pages from 13 to 23. So I guess we're gonna just do 10 pages a week until we get through this book. I definitely inspire you all to definitely do those exercises and run this back if you need to hear the questions over again. I will be sure to try and drop that somewhere for y'all to get access to that, or do a really good job and make sure that in this video y'all have that. I'm going to take a second and do this exercise. I will probably include that in this video as well, and probably verbally speak some of mine out so that we can share and be open and authentic and real and raw, because you know what I'm saying, it's enough of hiding who we truly are to the world. Like, why? Yeah, so thank y'all for coming and reading with me again today. I'm so grateful that you are here and that you even took a second to read this and watch this with me. I mean, listen to this and read this with me. Yeah, just make sure to tap in with me next Sunday as we chat into, let's see, coming in on page 23, the Book of Law is where we will be at next. So that's where we will be. I don't know why my camera's acting weird, but whatever. All right, loves. Until next time, peace.